Hello everyone, welcome to the Strategy Meeples YouTube channel. I'm Kapil and today I'm playing a game as Downpour on the tabletop simulator mod. Just select Spirit. Okay. And I want to play a game against Prussia level 6. And we have enabled Nature Incarnate, so if we get any of those cards, we'll use them. Let's start the game. Okay, and we got board number C. Okay, so I don't see the spirit bag. I wonder if there's a different way to load that now. That's fine. Figure it out later. So Downpour is, I believe, from Promo Pack 2. It's also part of the Feather and Flame expansion. So you get Downpour and Finder of Paths Unseen. So these two birds are the two spirits that you get as part of Promo Pack 2 or the Feather and Flame. And you also get two more spirits, I believe Serpent and Wildfire. But yeah, let's get back to Downpour. So Downpour, if we look at the back, it's a high complexity spirit, summary of powers, so really high defense, high control and utility, like average offense, and then really low fear. And the playstyle cares a lot about the question, how useful is this power in the current context? It rarely plays all its power cards in any given reclaim cycle. Some get discarded due to growth, and for those that it does play, it often has the option of using them multiple times. Benefits more than most spirits from having lots of presence on the board, both for rain and mud suppress conflict and to facilitate its unique powers by making more lands wetlands. So this is one of my favorite spirits in the game thematically. Playstyle wise, this can get a little repetitive because one of the openings that you would follow it's just really good, and you might try to reclaim it or just try to follow that opening every single time. But it can be played like going top track too, but the opening usually focuses on reaching till this number 2 card play spot. Then you would unlock these two elements from the top track, and then you would go all the way to 3 card plays. And that works against most adversaries in most scenarios, I believe. But still, there's lots of interesting decisions with this spirit, really fun to play. So let's get into this game. So the setup says put one of your presents on your starting board in the lowest numbered wetlands. So that is land number 5, nice and central on board number C. So I like that. We can easily reach most of the island from the get-go. And we are playing against Prussia 6. So Prussia is the base adversary that came with the base game of Spirit Island. And it's basically just removing a lot of invader cards and doing some minor board. It's increasing the board complexity with level 1 by adding it down to land number 3. But overall, it's just speeding up the game. That's easy way to think about Prussia. So we need to move fast. We need to keep up with the pace of the adversary and go from there. So the starting explore is jungles and wetlands. Okay. So let's see how we want to deal with this. Okay, so the opening that I want to follow is on turn 1 I'm going to do G2, add 2 presence, gain 2 water. I'm going to go bottom track. That gives me 2 water. And this is a unique spirit because one of the requirements of this growth option is you have to discard 2 power cards. So not a lot of spirits have that, so that's really interesting. Okay, so the cards that I want to discard for sure are Gift of Abundance. I don't think I want to play that. And I think I will... So next turn I can defend 3. Do I destroy 2 towns or do I... I could do Isolate this turn. 1 range away from wetlands, right? I could put my other presence in a wetland. Put a presence in the jungle. I could put a presence in the wetland. Could isolate. I could push that guy out. I can push this guy or this guy out. Actually, yeah, let's do that. We will also discard foundations, and then this turn we'll just play dark skies. And this is basically saying isolate target land, and then you get to push an explorer and up to 2 the Han. So let's advance. Let me bring up the helper on the right. Okay, so where do we want to put our presence? It's add a presence 2 range away and then 2 range away. So I think I want to grow something like this and this, because I want to push out this explore. Isolate target land and then push up to 1 explore and up to 2 towns. I mean, push up to 1 explore and 2 the Han. So I'm thinking I could defend here, and I could defend in this land number 1. So next turn, if I G3, I can put a presence there, because our defend that we did not play requires us to have presence in that land. So I could successfully trade, and then I could also push out this beast. The only reason I'm not pushing out this one is because there's already a Dahan there, so that'll trade. I wonder if I want to go like this, something like this, or I could even make this a sacred site that makes it a wetland. And then next turn, I could do something with that. So it would isolate this land. We'll be repeating this. Let's just go like this and go from there. So gain energy, pay for this, and our special rule pour down across the island says for every 2 water during fast or slow phase, you may either gain an energy or you may repeat one of your land targeting power cards. So this is a land targeting power card, so I'm choosing to, I have 0 energy right now, so I'm using 2 water to gain an energy, and then the other 2 water I'm going to repeat this card by paying its cost again, so I pay 1 more energy. So I get to do this twice. Okay, so isolate target land and then push up to 1 explorer and up to 2 the Han. So let's isolate this land. We'll push this guy in here. Let us also isolate, since I'm doing it up to 2 times, I'm doing it again. So this is the second time. Push up to 1 explorer and 2 the Han. So let's push this guy over here too. Actually, we will push this guy over here. How much defense am I getting? It's defend 3, right? So I'm getting defend 3. I could just push it over there. I think that's fine. Take care of it in the ravage. And the reason I can do this is it has like, it needs to be 1 away from a wetland where I have presence. Okay. Presence, okay. So we already did our fast power phase, so let's move on to invader phase. So the first event, nothing happens. Build in jungles and wetlands. So we build a town. Both these lands don't have any explorers to build or any invaders to build. Let's see what the next explorer is. Jungles. This land is isolated, so that is great. This land gets an explorer, and technically we are supposed to escalate with the Prussia stage 2 escalation. So on each port with towns or cities, add a town to a land without towns. So in this case, I'm just gonna put that town in on the coast in land number 2. So that is great. If there's a way we could get 1 more Dahan in there, it would have successfully traded. But that's still fine. We are getting rid of this town, hopefully. And we dodged an explore here with that isolate. Okay, so slow phase, we don't have any cards, so time passes. This turn I only have 1 card, so I'm going to do G3. And I will gain an energy. It lets us add a presence, so we'll go bottom track again, and let's gain a minor. So what are the cards that we are looking for? We are looking for plant, and we are looking for defensive and low cost cards because they're easy to repeat on the spirit. And the presence, so I also get a move 1 presence on the spirit, so that's really cool. So that move a presence, I'm thinking where I want to do that. I'm gonna put this presence with my G3 and this. Actually, let me look at the power cards we got and then decide. Scream Disease into the Wind. So target spirit gains +1 with all their powers. Target spirit uses a power targeting a land. The target spirit uses a power targeting a land. They may add 1 disease to that land. Actually, that is pretty cool because that goes with Unbearable Deluge. It's really strong. Gift of Twine Days. So target spirit may repeat the lowest cost power card they have in play. This is a really strong card, I think, but in this case we have a built-in card repeat that we can use consistently, so I'm not going to pick this one. Drought. Destroy 3 towns, 1 damage to each town or city. Add a blight and then destroy a city if you have 3 sun. I have had some good luck with Drought in the past. I think this can be a really strong card just for closing out games. This is a Badland edition, so I'm actually not going to pick this. So I'm thinking between Drought and Scream Disease. Drought because it can just lead us to that Terror 2 or Terror 3 win condition faster. And that 1 damage to each town or city goes pretty good with our Foundation Sink into Mud. So if the target land is wetland, you may instead do 1 damage to each town or city. So it can be really strong with that. I don't really need to play it this turn, but I will still pick it up. It looks fun. That other one, that other card is also really good. So if not that, I would have probably picked Scream Disease into the Wind. After target spirit uses a power targeting a land, they may add 1 disease to that land. That's really good too. So all I want to make sure is that I have 2 water to repeat, and I should have that. So we did G3, we already gained energy. Let's gain energy from our growth. And we played Unbearable Deluge. Do we want to play Drought? Does it make sense? Could destroy 3 towns. I don't think we need to play it just yet. I kind of want to play it on the turn that I play Foundation Sink into Mud maybe. So we'll see. And so this is range 0. So let's add this presence in this jungle. And then let's push this presence out here. We want to do it like that. If target land is wetland, you isolate it. So we're doing it here and here. It's a stage 2 card. Okay, yeah, we'll just make this a wetland. Just bring that presence closer. Yeah, that's fine. Let's pay. So fast power phase, Unbearable Deluge. So 1 fear. Oh, and then we have 2 water, so I'm going to repeat this card with that. So we are doing it 2 times. So that's 2 fear. And then push to the Han and defend 3. So let's do it first in land number 1. So we are defending for 3. And then we push to the Han, so I'm pushing that the Han in land number 5. And then I am repeating it in land number 5, which is the wetland. So push to the Han and defend 3. Already took the fear. So defend 3 and push. It says push to the Han, okay. So I am actually going to choose to push both the Han back. So that way it won't build in the jungles at all. So that'll put me really ahead. And since land number 5 is a wetland, we also get to isolate it. There we go. Okay, and that is it. So let's look at the event. In the land with the most towns, replace 2 towns with 2 cities. That sucks. Thankfully, I have only one town in every single land, so I'm not that affected by it. I mean, I am affected by it, but so we only replace one town with a city. So I think I'm just gonna do it on my coast in land number 2. Replace 2 towns with 2 cities. If there's only one town, instead replace it with 1 city. So let's replace that with a city. And then beast chase off homesteaders. So that is saying push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beast. So our land with beast is empty. And then the bottom part says when invaders ravage, and if the land has the Han, defend 2. So this becomes defend 5. This becomes defend 5. Because that is additive, you add the defense that those cards give you on top of the earlier defense you had. Okay, so we have no fear cards, so ravage in jungles and wetlands. So the Han destroys this town, and over here we do 4 damage, so that is enough to completely clear this land. Build in the jungles, so we completely dodge that build. It's really good. The explore is mountains, and okay, with an with an escalation. So I'm thinking if I just escalate into land number 1 over here, I actually no, I'm just gonna escalate into my sands over here. I'm gonna make it a built up land, and then I'm gonna deal with it with foundations. Okay, and mountains explore, so explore there and explore there. Okay, advance these cards. Slow phase, so we have no cards, no powers in the slow, so we just time passes. So it's turn number 3. We literally only have like 1 card in hand, which we could actually play. We could play Drought, but I'm just going to reclaim just to have some more options. So, because I want to gain that power card too. Or I actually do wonder if we just... Yeah, I don't want to add unnecessary blight if I don't have to. Plus, I kind of wanted to pair this with foundations. So let's see. We'll just reclaim this turn. So reclaim, we have 2 mover presence, 1 from this growth option right here, G1, and 1 from our tracks, move 1 presence. Okay. And that also gives us a power card, so let's gain another miner. With Downpour, you technically want to go for miners, especially if you're going bottom track, because if you look at the top track, it tops off at 2 energy all the way to the end. So this really isn't a spirit designed to play a lot of majors unless you're getting energy support from another spirit, which in this case I'm not. Okay, defense 6 is really insane. Renewing rain is on element for us, but we do not need a blight removal. Lure of the unknown, gather an explorer or town, that is nice too. Bad scouts, for each the Han, 1 damage to town or city. That's can be a good card. Lure of the unknown is 0 cost, but I think we just go for the defense in this case. So mountains are going to build. I want to push the Han out, I guess. Or I wonder if there's some way I can get the Han. These 2 the Han inside here for fighting back. I wonder if we can do that. So lure might actually be useful here because actually, is it that useful? I would target this jungle, gather it out, and then no. Let's just gain the heavy defense that we get from this card, and then we can defend on the coast with it. Okay, so we are still at 2 card plays. We have 2 presence movements this turn. So I'm actually going to move. Let's see what we want to play first, and then we can decide what to move. Let me gain energy. Next turn I want to G2 and do my foundations, ideally in land number 2. And mountains are gonna build, so I'll also need to play... I could play nature's resilience. So if I were to do that, I could push this presence here. And then... what do we do about this land? It's going to build a... it's going to build a town. I mean, it's going to build a city, so that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could nature's resilience here instead. And here I could use unbearable deluge. I'm just trying to see. Oh, I have a defense 6, so I thought I would do the defense 6 there. So what if I play something like this? So isolate target land and push up to 1 explore and 2 the Han. And then I can play this with... I could play abundance, but I don't think I need to. It's ravaging in the jungles. My jungles are clear. There is an argument that I just play foundations here. And then we just repeat foundations in both these mountains, and that would put us really far ahead too. Let me see how many repeats that gives us. Still need a sun card for drought. I wonder if I missed a sun card. No, we didn't get any sun cards. Oops. Uh-oh. No. Okay, there it is. It's in the discard pile, doesn't matter. But we don't want to lose that down there. Okay. So does this make sense? I'm just trying to see how to quickly close out the game. That'll help me destroy a town. So it gives me 3 water. That means I only get 1 repeat. So let's just save this for next turn. And we can instead do... destroy 3 towns, 1 damage to each. We can just play Gift of Abundance, like why not? And I'm gonna move this presence to this wetland. And next turn I can put 2 presents and get a presence movement. That's fine, let's go with that. Okay, so we did our growth, gained energy, pay for them. So I'm gonna do Gift of Abundance, so target spirit gains 2 energy. Actually, oh, I didn't do my right. I thought I might have hit it, but I didn't. I wonder if I just play Drought then. We'll just play Gift of Abundance for the energy. Like, why not? Let's do it. And then either you or target spirit may add 1 destroyed presence to a wetland where you have presence. So in this case, it does nothing. And then we are going to play Dark Skies. So it's 1 away from a wetland where I have presence. Isolate target land and push up to 1 explore and 2 the Han. So I'm going to target this sand. And then I'm going to push the Han in there. It says push up to 1 explore and up to 2 the Han. That wording up to means I can even push 0. I don't need to push the amount listed there. And it's isolating the target land. And then push up to 1 explore and 2 the Han. So I'm also going to do it over here. So that lets me push the Han in there. Okay. And I was able to do that twice because I use a repeat and then I have to pay for it again. Okay. And we get this defense that we are not going to use. So we already did the fast powers. Let's move on to the event. Okay, so we can either do the top or bottom. So discard the top minor. If it is fast, add a blight to a land with towns or cities. Okay, and the bottom requires moon, which is adding a beast to a land with towns or cities. Okay. One fear per player. Is there a moon card? We actually have no moon cards. Well, we have dark skies, but I don't want to forget dark skies. We could forget it, but let's just do the top. So for each board, discard the top minor. If it is fast, add one blight to a land with towns or cities. Let's do the top. Discard the top minor. Okay. It is fast. So add a blight to a land with towns or cities. Just gonna add that blight in. Just gonna add that blight in land number 3. Actually, I'm gonna add it in land number 2. We'll see. And then after resolving this card, return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Okay. And then the bottom part says on half the boards rounding up, add 1 disease to a land with both the Han and invaders. Do 2 damage to the Han in there. To a land with both the Han and invaders, so we'll add it to 3 and do 2 damage to the Han there. Okay. 1 disease to a land with both the Han and invaders. Do 2 damage to the Han there. That's fine. So it won't build, so we can clear it out in the Ravage next turn, and this will build a city, but we have 4 damage, so hopefully that's helpful. And then the bottom says each spirit with at least 2 the Han among all its lands gains 1 energy. So we have 2 the Han here. So we barely meet that condition. So we get 1 energy. Okay, and we will return this card to the deck under the top 2 cards. Okay, the fear card, terror level 1. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with blight. Okay, we'll just add it to the city over here. I think, is this from the new nature incarnate? Maybe. Okay, ravage in the jungles, nothing happens. Build in the mountains, this doesn't build. Spell the city. And let's see, the next explore is sands. So this land is isolated, and this land explores. And then we also need to escalate. So we need to put a town in a land without towns. I'm just gonna put that town in land number 5 over here. Just because it's centralized, I can easily get the Han in there if needed. Okay. I think I need to deal with this land number 2 this turn, so we'll see how we can do that. Yeah, that looks good. We added an explore here. Okay, and down in 5. So we have no slow power, so we'll just do time passes. We'll do G2, so we gain 2 water. It's turn number 4. Add 2 presents. I'm gonna go top. So that gives us 1 more water and plant symbol if needed. And then if we play 2 plant cards here, which I think, if I play nature's resilience, I won't have that plant though. Okay, let's see how we want to do this. I want to play foundations because I want to take down this sand on land number 2, and then I wanted a big defense for this land. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do need to play nature's resilience for it. 2 ticks of foundation should be enough to deal with land number 2. The thing is, I could play Unbearable Deluge, but I don't want to repeat that. And we only have 2 card plays this turn. Let's do it like this. So we need Foundation Sink into Mud. So we need to make this sand a wetland. And I have 1 presence movement from my tracks this turn. Okay. So let's move this presence from this wetland over here. So this is now a wetland. And then I'm going to put both of these presents in land number 3. And I can turn on my innate defense with rain and mud suppress conflict. So each of your presence grants defend 1 and lowers the Harn counterattack damage by 1. So we won't clear this land out, but at least we won't blight in there. So that's good. And this is a wetland for targeting with foundations. And this land will also trade. So okay, let's go with that. And both of these cards get discarded because that is a condition of this G2. Actually, I wonder if it makes... yeah, I have to play Nature's Res. I need the defense 6. Oh, but then I'm taking a Sacred Site away from here to target that. So I moved the presence in there. So let me just keep it like this. So that way I can target this for Sacred Sites. But then this land becomes a problem. Maybe we don't turn on our innate defense. We just let that land go, I guess. I don't like that option. We have like 0 fear cards right now. This is only giving us a defend 1 though. That's tricky. So we have 2 card plays and we only have 1 presence movement this turn. We can place 2 presents. I have to place 1 here and 1 here. Yeah, I need to defend this land, right? Let's just keep it like this. Actually, I will even get this presence out of there. So the 2 presents, I think it was like this before. I think this is how it was. So I get to place 2 presents. So I'm going to put 1 in land number 2 and the other one I am going to put in... I'm just going to put it there, make 3 sacred sites, why not? Actually, let's put it in this jungle just for the sake of it. Yeah, let's put it there. Okay, there we go. Land number 3, yeah, I wish I could have done more, but it's fine. I could technically repeat Nature's Resilience, but then I don't get enough repeats for foundations. So maybe that's okay. Oh, we'll see. Okay. Okay, let's gain energy. Let's pay for these cards. So Nature's Resilience is saying 6. Defend 6, 1 away from Sacred Site. Let's defend 6 in this land. Sands are building, so technically I could do a big defense in this land because this is strifed. The Harn would do 4 damage. Could still destroy this town. 4 damage won't be enough. Foundations is slow. I have 2 energy. Energy cost is 2. I could do 2 repeats. I'm thinking what I want to repeat. Three sun, right? If I do get 3 sun, I might be able to win in this slow. Okay, let's do that. Let's take a gamble, and I'm actually going to repeat nature's resilience. So I'm gonna pay 1 energy. Let's pay. The thing is, next turn also we'll have only 1 card play, so I would have to. Let's just take a blight here and go from there. And I will repeat foundations 2 times. That's okay. So yeah, I'm not paying for it right now. Actually, yeah, let me pay for it twice. So once and twice I pay 2 energy. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do my right innate. So it says gain 1 energy. You may remove 1 blight by removing 1 of your presence. So it gives us 1 more energy. And then I am going to remove this presence and this blight from the game. And then the bottom says gain up to 1 more energy and gather up to 1 Dahan. So 1 more energy and gather up to 1 Dahan. So I wonder if I want to gather. I'll just gather from here into that land, just so that if some Dahan event saves us or does a bunch of stuff for us, we'll see. Ideally, I want to rescue this Dahan then, but then this land is going to be a problem because I won't have a wetland there for my ravage. That's fine. We'll repeat this 2 times. Okay. So fast power phase, we already did that. Invader phase, so blighted island, nope. Let's look at the event. We take a blight somewhere. I think we take a blight here. How did we take a blight there? Maybe because of the event. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay, so it's still terror level 1. So during explore, invaders explore at +1 distance. Choose a land with disease. In that land, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. Oh, that's good. Choose a land with disease. In that land, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. Oh, I probably shouldn't have repeated this then. I mean, shouldn't have repeated foundations. Oh no, it works. It works. So 2 damage to invaders. I'm gonna do 1 damage to the city, 1 damage to the city. And then I just need to do it twice here and once in a different land. Okay, I think that makes sense. And there's no Dahan in that land. And then the bottom says 1 fear per land with invaders where Dahan outnumber towns or cities. I don't think we have any such lands, so we don't get any fear. Okay. Invaders explore at +1 distance. So we will keep that over here. No fear cards ravage in the mountains, so we blight over here. This poor Dahan is gone. This land is defended, so we are doing 4 damage. So we'll destroy a city and then explore. Yeah. Okay. And then build in the sand, so this disease goes away. It doesn't build in 6. Next explore is mountains and jungles. Okay. And we advance. So this didn't come into play because it was already, they were going to explore. Slow power phase. So we have 3 total foundations because we are playing it once and then repeating it twice. Okay, so if target land is wetland, you may instead deal 1 damage to each town or city. So this sand is a wetland, so I'm going to do it 2 times here. Basically all of these have 2 health. So this dies, and this dies. So we did it twice, and then we have a third use of it left too. Target land is wetland. You may instead do 1 damage or 2 damage to towns. 2 damage to towns. Where do we want to do that? I think can we just win the game? Let's see. Just do 2 damage to this town. It's a land with our presence. Don't want this to build though. I wish I had a presence there. That's okay. Okay. Time passes. We have no cards, so we have to reclaim here. So we reclaim. Gain energy, and let's gain a miner. Scar the land. If you have 3 air, oh, sky stretches. How many fear do we need? We just need 4 fear basically to close out the game. Could defend here. I could take care of both of these, and I could. Okay, think we have an answer. What if I do drought and sky stretches? That is giving me 3 water, so that's giving me a repeat of sky stretches. Or maybe not. Don't want this to build a city. Something with sun would be nice. This is giving me a nice defend too. Just get sky stretches and we can play it this turn. So if I make drought fast, I can destroy this town. Actually, I could just do that with foundations, couldn't I? I have 2 presence movements that I could do. Why should I add a... We have 2 presence movements. Okay, let's just close out the game. We did our G1 reclaim. We got sky stretches. We have 2 presence movements, one from our tracks and one from the growth option. So I'm going to put 1 presence here and 1 presence here. Okay, okay. So we have no sacred sites, but we have our presence really spread out across the map. We'll build in mountains and jungles. If I get 2 fear here, is there a way I can get more fear? I don't think there is. Okay, so if we do this, I get 2 repeats of this. Actually, do I get 2 repeats? I have to gain an energy and then pay for it, so I kind of get only 1 repeat. Which I could do in land number 4. We can defend land number 1 and 1. And the Ravage. Land number 3 is still a problem. Trying to see. Did G1. Dark Skies lose a Stinging Rain can be really strong here too. I wonder if the repeat counts for repeating this. Okay. Target spirit may use 1 slow power as if it was fast or vice versa. Okay, let's go with that. We already played it. So with one repeat, so let's do Sky Stretches. Target spirit uses one slow power as if it was fast, and then gains +3 for measuring range. So I'm doing one use of foundations, and I'm destroying the town over here. And then I am going to gain 1 energy. I don't gain any energy from the right, that's fine. So I gain 1 energy and I will repeat this power in the slow. So I'll just turn it around. So I can only do that once in a different land. Okay, that is fine. And I have to pay for it. Okay. Sands are ravaging, so nothing happens. Okay. So let's do fast power phase. We already did that. Let us do the event. Do the top part. So each spirit may either destroy a presence and lose an energy, or choose any non-major power card of yours. Put it into play. Use it immediately and then forget it. Okay, choose any non-major power card of yours in hand, play, or discard without paying its cost. Okay, that's pretty strong. So it's going to build a town here, so I can destroy that town. Discard all power cards from hand. Use it immediately even if already used this turn. Then forget it. This is an interesting decision because I could just remove this town right now, but I'm still 2 fear short. Push 1 explorer and do the harm. I could play Dark Skies, that would save a town from popping up. But then I don't want to forget that. Could play Drought. In hand, play, or discard. Choose any non-major power card of yours in hand, play, or discard. Okay. Put it into play without paying its cost. We could just do Drought. That is funny though, because I'll have to reclaim again next turn. I think I'm making it more tricky than it should be. Let's see how we can just close out the game. Ravage in the sands, build in, I'll build a town, build a town, build a town, build a town. I have one more use of foundations left, which I could do in land number 3. Then there's still 3 towns to take care of. No, 4 towns. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them will be taken care of during Ravage. And then these 2. For those 2, I could repeat Drought. Then I have to add like 2 Blight though. Don't like that option. One repeat of foundations left. Choose a non-major power card of yours in hand, play, or discard. Let's just gamble. So let's play Drought. Choose a non-major power card in hand play or discard, put it into play without paying its cost, use it immediately even if already used this turn. Okay, and then forget it. Discard all power cards from hand. So we use Drought immediately. So it says destroy 3 towns, 1 damage to each town or city. So destroy 3 towns. So I'm just going to target land number 5, destroy this town, and add a blight. Add a blight to land number 5, and then we have to forget it. So let's forget it, and then we discard everything from hand. Discard all power cards from hand. That's a really funny turn. That is really funny. Let's see how it goes. Okay, disease doesn't prevent builds this invader phase. 1 fear per board with disease. We have no disease. Nothing happens. And on each board with 5 or more Dahan, remove a blight. We don't have 5 or more. We have only 4 Dahan. Okay. So that was the event. 2 fear cards, terror level 1. Adds a strife in a land with or adjacent to wilds. Okay, adds a strife in a land with or adjacent to wilds. Adds a strife in a land with or adjacent to wilds. Okay, on each board push 1 explorer town. Push 1 explorer or town from a land with badlands, wilds, or Dahan. Push 1 explorer town. Push 1 explorer or town from a land with badland, wilds, or Dahan. We can push an explorer or town. Really wanted to push this guy. We'll just push this guy over here. Push 1 explorer or town from a land with badland, wild, or Dahan. Okay. Okay, so we didn't get that 2 fear, so it's going to draw out the gate. Ravage in the sands, nothing happens. Build in mountains and jungles, so it builds a town, and town. Dodge the build over there, that is fine. And then, actually I think we might still win pretty quick. Sands and wetlands explore. Explore, 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 and explore. Okay, and that is it. And we have a turn of foundations left. So foundations sink into mud. So this is the slow. So we can do 2 damage to towns. So I think I'm just going to do that. 2 damage in this land, destroying that. Has to be in a land with presence. We already paid for it. Time passes. We have no cards, so we are going to reclaim. Gain energy. We have 2 presence movements. Let's gain a minor. Anything that can just close out the game for us. Sacking Ooze is really good. Okay, I only have 2 card plays this turn, and I have 2 presence movement. So let me see what I want to do. I think with 1 presence movement I go there. The other presence movement I bring this here, I think. Let me see what I want to do with the other presents. Cards I want to play are... Actually, do we just win? What if I do sky stretches and... This, does that win the game? Does that gives me defend 1? So if your presence grants defend 1 and lowers the Han counter attack damage by... I think we just do that and go from there. Oh, I didn't want to play defend 3. This technically wins us the game too, just defending both of these lands. I mean, both of these lands, kind of. Actually, can I repeat it 3 times? I think I can. Once. Repeat it here. And repeat it there. Let's just go with the safer play and play Unbearable Deluge, and then we'll also play... And we'll repeat it twice. And then we can also play... We need water. Just gonna play Sucking Ooze here, just for that extra fear. This should close out the game, I think. And we won't move our other presence there. Okay, this presence was in this jungle, so we have 2 presence movements. So I'm actually going to move this presence over here, and that should do it. Just move 1 presence, yeah. Let's pay for it. So we have 2 repeats. So Sucking Ooze once. So 2 fear if invaders are present and isolate target lands, sands and wetlands. Just gonna target this and isolate it. And 2 fear. Isolate target land. Okay, then we'll do Unbearable Deluge. 1 fear. Push to the Han. And then defend 3. Okay, so I'm going to do it in land number 1. So push to the Han. Oops. This is a... Not able to... That's a defend 3. Not able to edit the value. It's fine. That's a defend 3. Then I am going to do it 1 more time. So that's 1 more fear. Push to the Han and defend 3. So that defends this land for 3, and I'm going to push these to the Han out. So that's 1 repeat. It's 0 cost, so I don't have to pay anything. And then I repeat it 1 more time. So repeat it again for 1 more fear. Push to the Han and defend 3. So push these to the Han back over here. And we defend 3 over here too. Okay, so all 3 lands are defended nicely. These are defend 3s. For some reason, it's not allowing me to edit that. And then we are not choosing to turn on our innate defense. Oh, actually, you know what? When I pushed it to the Han from 1 to 4, I actually... Okay, so I pushed the 2 Dahan from 1 to 4. From 4, I want to push them back into 1. And then from 5, I want to push it into 4. There we go. Okay. Fast power phase. We already did that. Blight event. Let's just do the bottom. If we have moon, 1 fear per player. On each board, add a beast to a land with towns or cities. Add a beast to a land with towns or cities. I'm just gonna add it in this land if we get beast damage. And then it's 4 energy aided by moon, so I'm going to forget dark skies. I wonder if I like locked my board or something. Anyways, I'm forgetting this card. Then on half the boards, add a disease to a land with both the Han and invaders. 2 damage to the Han there. Man, this always comes after us, but that's fine. Disease to land with both the Han and invaders. So that would be this land, and then to do 2 damage to the Han there. And the bottom part says each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among all its lands. So we do have 2 Dahan. We gain an energy. Okay, terror level 2. Each player chooses a different land. 1 damage per Dahan there. Sure, 1 damage. Okay, basically both these towns are tapped for 1. This is saying each player removes 1 explorer or town from an inland land. We will just remove this town. And then ravage in mountains and jungles. So nothing happens here. This, the Han destroys this. Nothing happens here. And then the final town is destroyed in this ravage. Should be game. So yeah, it was a pretty nice game. It's just should be an easy matchup for Downpour. Just because you can do a lot of repeats with your defense. So in this case, I was able to repeat it twice and defend 3 lands. That is huge. And just have the Dahan exactly where I wanted them to be. So yeah, really strong spirit. Can do a lot of cool combos. I did gamble early on where I was just 2 fear short of winning right away. But you don't really need to do that. You can just play to the invader deck and strategically defend the board, and that should be enough too. But yeah, thanks for joining, and hope you enjoyed this video. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.